Hello, this video is on rationalizing denominators. We're just going to do a few sample practice problems. We have square root of 15 over square root of 12. There are two ways of doing this. I'm going to do this by, I'm going to simplify because 15 divided by 12 can be simplified. I'm going to turn that into square root of 5 over square root of 4. You can always divide radicands and then say that this is square root of 5 divided by, well, we know square root of 4 is 2. So this one you don't need to actually do the weird step because the denominator can be simplified. This one, we can do the same thing. We can start by doing square root of 10 divided by square root of 6. We'll end up with square root of 5 divided by square root of 3. But then we're not done because we're not allowed to leave a square root in the denominator, so we will multiply by the denominator over the denominator. Multiplying across gives square root of 15 in the numerator, and square root of 3 times square root of 3, you can write that as square root of 9, but I'm just going to write that as 3 because square root of 9 is 3. And the numerator can't be simplified, and we can't do 15 divided by 3 because this is inside the radical and this is not. So that's our answer. Square root of 3 divided by 2 times the square root of 3. We're going to identify the radical in the denominator, which is just square root of 3. So I'm going to multiply by the square root of 3 over the square root of 3. You don't need to multiply by the coefficient of the radical in the denominator. And then we're left with 3 square roots of 3 over 2 square roots of 3 times square root of 3 is 2. I'm going to write it out the long way. Times square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. So this is 3 square roots of 3 over 6. Now this is not a final answer because although the square root is simplified, we have square root of 3 divided by, normal 3 divided by normal 6. We can simplify the coefficients and get square root of 3 over 2. And that should be our final answer. Lastly, we have this where we have some variables inside as well. I think that in this case it'll be best if we, let's try simplifying each of the radicals first. So the first one, we have 2x squared y to the 4th, which is 2 times x squared times y to the 4th, which is x times x, and this is a bunch of y's. Y, 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 y. So there are pairs. There's this pair of y's, there's this pair of y's, there's a pair of x's. So what comes out is x times y, which is y squared, times what's left over is the square root of 2. I'm still going to copy over this 5. And in the denominator, let's do the same thing for the denominator. We have 5x to the 4th y, which is 5 times x to the 4th times y. That's x, 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 x. So we have two pairs of x's. And the 5 and the y are left over. I still need to write this 4 over here. So now this radical has been simplified to what's in red. This radical has been simplified to what's in green. Now we have 5xy squared times the square root of 2 over 4x squared times the square root of 5y. This is not done because there's the radical 5y in the denominator. We can't leave that there, so we need to multiply by square root of 5y over square root of 5y. This gives, leave this the same. Square root of 2 times square root of 5y becomes square root of 10y. And the denominator, we have 4x squared. 5 square root of 5y times square root of 5y is 5y. We can multiply out the denominator. 4 times 5 is 20. X squared y. Okay, we're almost done. This x can cancel with one of the x's in the denominator because x divided by x squared is just x in the denominator. And same thing with y squared divided by y is y times y divided by y, so cancel out one of the y's. And we are left with, let's see, 5y squared of 10 y over 20x. Now the things that I should check for is there any radical in the denominator? No. Are all the radicals simplified? Yes. Are all the coefficients simplified? No. 5 divided by 20, we can divide 5 and 20, and that gives us a final answer of y times 10 squared roots of y. 5 and 20 divide become 4x. So this will be our final answer. There are multiple ways of getting from our original expression to that final answer. You could have multiplied by 5 square root of 5x to the fourth y at the beginning. You could have divided the x squared and the x to the fourth first, and the y to the fourth and the y first. There are a number of ways of doing this. This is one way, and you're welcome to try others. Thanks. Hope this helped.